Hello my gorgeous babes out there, and welcome back to my channel. And if you're new here, hello, welcome. My name is Bree. I'm just a crazy lover of all things beauty, all things fun and glittery, and I like to post a lot of fun colorful makeup content on my channel. So if you enjoy that kind of content, please hit that subscribe button and join this little family. But in today's video, I'm going to be testing out the new foundation from Kimchi Chic. This is a really good foundation, and I'm also going to be testing out their new matte primer. So I thought I would do a wear test, put it on my face to let you guys know my thoughts. So if you are interested in seeing all of that, then keep on watching. Alright, welcome my love bugs. I hope you guys are all doing well. My voice is still a little raspy. If you didn't see my community post or my last video I posted, I talked about how I got laryngitis, lost my voice. It was a whole thing. So my voice is still raspy. And I was reading it can take like 2 to 3 weeks for your voice to really come back. So I'm still struggling a little bit, but hopefully you don't mind the slight raspiness. It's getting better though. We're getting there. But I'm really excited to get into this foundation. If you did watch my most recent like new releases will I buy it video, I did say I wasn't gonna buy this, but they had such a good Cyber Monday sale. Everything was 50% off, and I was like, that doesn't happen often when they do 50% off. So I ended up getting it. Yes, I'm guilty. I can't stop myself, but I promise you guys, low buy will start in January. So let's get into the foundation. I'm very excited for this. This is $29. I'll show you guys up close what the packaging looks like. It's in a glass bottle. It comes with a pump. We all love a pump. And it comes with this cute little cap that's shaped like a heart. Isn't that adorable? Yes, so 40 shades. It is said to be a buildable creamy formula that will make your skin look flawless. Comes in this glass packaging. It's cruelty-free, gluten-free, paraben-free, phthalate-free, and vegan. So that's awesome. And it says you can apply it with a sponge, brush, or your fingers. So I can't wait to use that. I got the shade 114M, which is described as medium and neutral. So hopefully this will work for my skin. I think it will. I think it's a good shade. Then let's get into the primer. I have the Effin primer and Effin Smooth Matte. There is also a hydrating version of this. This goes for $19. And what it says here on the website is that this primer is hydrating, but will also give you flawless airbrushed skin. And it says it should be able to keep the shine away all day and give you like a matte finish. This is also cruelty-free, vegan, paraben-free, PEGS-free, phthalates-free, sulfate-free, synthetic fragrance-free, and talc-free. So there's a lot of things that are not in here. That's awesome. But yeah, so I'm going to see if this actually helps my skin stay matte and shine-free. So I'll just use it like on one side and go without primer on the other side. And I will try one side with a brush, one side with a sponge. We'll see how it applies and all that. And all that good stuff. So I think now is a good time to zoom you guys in and apply the foundation. So let's do one half with the primer, see if it actually makes a difference on my skin. So it just has like a little squeezy too. We'll squeeze them out. Oh, it's clear. It's like a gel. Kind of looks like a silicone primer. So I don't know about that. I haven't had the best luck with silicone primer. So we'll see. It feels like a silicone primer. Feels like it's going to be slippy. But usually primers like this are really good at like, you know, filling out pores and stuff, making your skin look smooth. I don't know if you guys can tell a difference. I'm sure you guys can't. But up close, it looks like it's kind of filling up my pores. Like my skin looks a little more smooth on that side. But typically primers like that do that, like silicone primers. So I'm going to do one side with a brush, the other side with a sponge. I'm going to use this Alien Cosmetics foundation brush and use this Real Techniques sponge that is slightly damp. So let's pump it out. I'm going to see how it looks like on the skin when it comes out. Oh, okay. Well, there's one pump. It's a little bit thicker. It's not one of those like super runny foundations. So I'm going to start off on this side. I'm going to use the damp sponge just to see how it goes on with a sponge. Just using the pump here, and I'm just dabbing it around my face. Of course, a sponge is definitely not going to give you as much coverage, you know, because the sponge absorbs some of the product. But you just want to see, you know, I just want to see how it applies with a sponge, because some foundations don't go on well with a sponge, and sometimes they do better with a brush. So I just want to see if it like does well with a sponge and how it does with a brush application. So the coverage looks nice. The shade is actually perfect for me. So yay, that's a win. It's very hard to get a perfect shade match, especially when you're shopping like online and you can't actually see it in person. But that's how it looks with a sponge, and I feel like it's giving decent coverage with a sponge, especially since some of it's getting absorbed into it. So that's what it looks like. Non-makeup side, makeup side. You can definitely still see, like, you know, my little dark spots coming through. My skin is peeking through. It is like not a full coverage, but it says it's more of a medium to buildable. Let's see if you can build it up. So I'm gonna do like a half a pump just to add more like coverage to my, you know, discoloration areas. Well, you know, I'm just gonna do it all on my face. And I'm just gonna see if you can build this up. You can definitely build this up. I feel like it gave a little bit more coverage, but it's still on the medium side. It's not a full coverage foundation, but I think it looks really good. Very natural on the skin, maybe more like a satin finish. But let's try the other side with a brush now and see how it applies. I'm sure it's gonna give me more coverage with a brush. So I'm going in with this foundation brush from Alien Cosmetics. I love a nice good old flat kabuki brush. Usually I put on my foundation with a brush and then I like dab over with a sponge. All right, so there it is with a brush with just one like coat of it. I think it goes on really nicely with the brush. So you can do either a sponge or a brush. It spreads easily, it blends easily with both methods. So this is what it looks like all on. It has a little bit of a sheen to it, so definitely more of a satin finish. I don't see much of a difference with the prime side versus the non-prime side. Maybe slightly smoother, but very slight. It's not a huge difference. So we'll see if this just helps with like keeping the oils a bit and keeping me more like matte. So we'll see if it actually does that. Let's go put some concealer on. I want to see how concealer lays on top of this. I'm going to use the One Size Beauty, the Turn Up the Base Butter Silk Concealer. I have the shade medium 1N, so medium neutral. I'm going to just see if things lay on top of this foundation nicely. I think these are going to go really well together because this is more of a medium coverage, natural kind of concealer, and they're very similar in the like consistency. So I'm just going to use the sponge to dab that out on top. I love this concealer. It's really nice. In the video I just posted, I talked about all my favorite products of 2021. And this was one of them. Definitely check out that video if you haven't. I talked about a lot of good products that I tried this year. But there it is. This is how it looks over the foundation. The concealer blended right into that foundation. They were meant to be. They were a match made in heaven. I'm gonna powder my face with the Kimchi Chic Puff Puff Pass powder because I always use powder. There's no sense with me not using powder because that's realistically not how I do my makeup. I have the shade Banana in this Puff Puff Pass powder. It's a very like matte kind of baking powder, which is what I prefer. That's just what I need for my skin. So I'm just gonna use the sponge and press the powder in just to really set the skin. Okay, so this definitely set down really nicely with the powder, but this is what it looks like with powder. Set down, looks more matte, and this is without. Definitely has like a little bit of a glow to it, like a natural sheen. So I think it looks pretty either way. So the time now is 10:47. So I'm gonna try to wear this for 12 hours. I'm gonna try my best to wear this till like 10 something tonight, but I'm gonna go do the rest of my makeup off camera, film another video, I'll come back, I'll check in, and I will do check-ins throughout the day to let you know how it's going, and then at the end of the night I'll do my final check-in and let you guys know my final thoughts on the product. So I will be right back. Alright guys, I wanted to come back and check in. My makeup is finished. I just wanted you guys to see where the foundation is at right now. It looks really good. I think the blush and bronzer and everything went on really nicely with this foundation, the eye look. And I did film this in case you're curious on how I did this. I'll link that video below and I'll put it up in the corner because that video is going to go up before this one. But look at the foundation. It looks really nice, natural. It doesn't feel heavy on the skin at all. Now, of course, it's only been 2 hours. It's 12:41 when I'm filming this. So only time will tell really how this is gonna last on my oily skin. But I will check in throughout the day, probably at the 6-hour mark and then at the end of the night. If I have to check in any other time, I will in case something changes with the foundation. But most likely, I will be back in 6 hours. So I will see you then. Hello, my loves. Here we are. I'm sitting out on my patio. I just wanted to show you guys my makeup in natural light. But I mean, the sun is already going down. It's getting dark. But I just still wanted to show you guys outside what my skin actually looks like. It is 5:30 when I'm filming this. We're actually at the 7-hour mark. I meant to come back at the 6-hour point, but I got caught up in the house doing laundry, editing, and all that. But here it is. I think it looks pretty good. Now, I did lose a little bit on my chin here, but I was resting my chin on my hand like this when I was editing, so it's probably because of that. Also, I was eating something oily for lunch, kind of got here on the chin, so it took some of it off, but nothing crazy. I still think it looks fine. Like, I'd go out and I wouldn't mind that this is slightly faded, but I just wanted to show you guys in natural light. Let me take you guys back to my makeup room so I can see how this does being powdered up, and we'll go from there. All right, you know what? I think it's doing pretty good on my skin for being 7 hours, and I'm a very oily skin type. Now, it's not as shiny as my skin usually gets, like when I'm wearing a skin tint, like the Nava skin tint or the YSL skin tint that I did a wear test on. I got a lot more shinier, but it's not as matte or shine free as the Estee Lauder Double Wear Sheer makeup. So I feel like it's kind of in between. It definitely is more natural, not really matte, but it's not really a hydrating skin tint kind of formula. But I think it looks good. I actually think it looks good. I want to try to touch it up a little bit with powder and see if I can make this last even longer, because I plan to wear it to the 12-hour mark, and I'm gonna go out and run some errands after this, so we'll see how it looks at the end of the night. But usually I like to go with a sponge, a dab, pick some up. This is what I normally would do with any foundation. I will touch up throughout the day with some powder or go over with a sponge. And I think I'm gonna go back over with the Kimchi Chic powder. I'm just gonna go in with my big old fluffy brush and just set it a little bit more. But I think this is freshening up pretty well, right? I love the power of powder. So this is our 7-hour check-in. I'll show you guys the time. 5:41 now. So I'm gonna go and finish up my day, run some errands, go to the grocery store, and then I will be back at the end of the night to show you guys my final results and give you guys my final thoughts. All right, hello guys. We are at the end of the night, and I've pretty much had this on for 12 hours. It is 10:34, and I am so ready to take this makeup off. My contacts are driving me nuts. So I definitely want to go take a shower and chill for the rest of the night. But here's where my skin is at. I'm just going to get close so you guys can really see. Here, let me zoom in closer. I definitely look shiny. I definitely look a little greasy. A lot of it's already pretty much gone down here. But it's not terrible. I'm used to my makeup looking like this by the end of the night. But that is what it looks like up close. So let me zoom you guys out a little bit. But what I think about this foundation, I think it actually lasts pretty good on the skin. This is normal, no matter what foundation I wear. After 12 hours, it's gonna end up looking like this. But it didn't separate on my skin. I don't have any stuff collecting in my creases. I don't have any settling and fine lines. I don't feel my texture is enhanced at all. I think overall it looks pretty damn good. And I'd say this is definitely more of a natural finish. It's not a super matte foundation, but I do think it wore pretty gracefully on my skin. And I do feel like the side that has primer did a lot better at keeping the shine away than the side with no primer. You can see it's definitely more shiny on this side versus this side. I mean, I don't know if you can tell, but in person, I can tell there's more shine coming through on this side. I think it does really well on oily skin, and I think this would actually work for someone who has dry skin, because when I didn't set it, it kind of had somewhat of a glow to it. So I think if you just didn't set it and you went with more hydrating products, you could make it work for normal and dry skin. So overall, I like it. I have to wear it more, test out with different products, but I'm not mad at how my face looks like right now. So I'm just gonna dab up a little bit with a sponge, see how that goes. If I needed my makeup to last longer, I dab some powder on and call it a night. And my blush, bronzer is all still here, nothing faded. My eyeshadows are looking really good. It hasn't creased or anything. Anyways, that's everything, guys. I am ready to call it a night. Hopefully you enjoyed this video. Please let me know in the comments below, did you pick up this product? Have you tried it? Do you like Kimchi Chic? What's your skin type? Anything, I'd love to hear from all of y'all. And if you're new here and you like makeup content, and you like wear tests and those kind of videos, please hit that subscribe button and join this little family. I'd love to have you here. And don't forget to check out the description below. I'll have everything linked that I wore on my face today. I will have links for where you can find the foundation and the primer, as well as other videos of mine you might be interested in, like other wear tests I've done, as well as my other social media platforms will be linked. You can check me out on Instagram as Breezy Lifestyle or Breezy_Beauty, and I'm also on TikTok as Breezy_Beauty. So I'd love if you checked me out on those other platforms. But guys, that was everything. I'm so happy the night has finally ended and I'm ready to go chill for the rest of the night. But I do hope you guys are doing well wherever you are in the world, and just sending you so much light and love. But until next time, bye guys.